Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing fine and are taking care of yourselves. My name is Kanika Tandon and I am here with the video of Class 6 English First. As your some winter vacations are over, we are back with your online and your YouTube videos. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 18, Direct and Indirect Speech. Starting our today's chapter, that is Direct and Indirect Speech. So whatever we speak has been divided into two part. First is direct speech, second is the indirect speech. Speech is basically a word that is used for whatever that has been said by some person, right? So when we talk about it, direct speech and indirect speech, with the word direct and indirect, it is actually quite a little easy for us to understand that with the word direct, it means that somebody has directly talked to somebody else, and indirectly is like somebody has actually given the message to somebody else. So with these two words, we can easily find out whether the speech is indirect or indirect. It is very easy. This concept of direct and indirect speech is quite easy if you understand it really completely. Okay, so first we are going to study about the direct speech. So direct speech is the actual words used by the speaker are called direct speech. The explanation to this direct speech is the words that are said to somebody by somebody else, from one person to another person. He is speaking some direct words. For example, if I am standing in your class and saying I'm talking to a particular person. For example, there is a girl named Priyanka, and if I'm talking to her, I'm saying, Priyanka, you are requested not to speak in the class. Alright, so this is my direct speech because I am talking to Priyanka and I am saying these words to Priyanka directly without having any kind of mediator, right? So this is direct speech. And whenever we are writing sentence in a direct speech, two things that are very important for us to understand is that the use of comma and the double quotes that are written on this example. She said, comma, inverted comma starts, I have passed the examination, full stop, inverted comma, ending inverted comma. So whenever we are using inverted comma in any sentence, it is genuinely understood that these are the exact words. Whenever we are writing some words under the quotation, under this double quotes, it is understood that these are the words that have been said by somebody. So reporting verb is said, use of comma is always used in direct speech, and the first word of the quoted speech begins with a capital letter. This is very important. And here inverted commas and reported speech is put between the inverted commas. So whatever that has said is the reported speech, and that has been put between the inverted commas. I hope it is understood. Let us come on to the indirect speech. Now indirect speech is the form of speech in which the direct speech, the sentence written in the direct speech, is converted into some in the other form. Like indirect speech, I was talking to Priyanka directly. Now in indirect speech, when we are studying about indirect speech, whatever that I have talked to Priyanka has been conveyed to some other student by Priyanka. For example, I told Priyanka, right, I tell Priyanka that, no, I'm sorry, that is indirect speech. Okay, I'm saying to Priyanka, right, Priyanka, you're not allowed to speak in the class. Now this particular message has been conveyed from Priyanka to Ram. So she says to Ram that ma'am has told me not my ma'am has told me that I am not allowed to speak in the class. So these are the words that I used to for Priyanka are being conveyed to Ram in some other words. That speech is known as indirect speech. When we are conveying our message to somebody, when we are conveying our message to somebody else without using the exact same words that has been used to us. Now, indirect speech or reported speech gives us account of something that someone has said, but without quoting the actual words that are used. So when Priyanka has told Ram whatever I have told to Priyanka, she has not used the exact words, right? She conveyed the message, so her words also changed. This is the basic difference between indirect speech and direct speech. Here, reported speech is usually introduced by a reporting verb such as say or tell, followed by the word that. So whenever we are writing the sentence in indirect speech, we always use the word that. Without that, we cannot change it into direct speech. Indirect speech. Okay, now here she said that, this is the same example that was in direct speech. She said, I have passed the examination. This sentence is written in the direct speech. She said that she had passed the examination. Now, I has become she and have has become had, because whenever we are writing the sentence into indirect speech, the sentence changes from present tense to past tense, because it is very obvious, है ना? When I was talking to Priyanka, that was the present thing. When Priyanka conveyed this message to somebody else, that had become past tense, because when I was talking to Priyanka, after that only she must have told this thing to somebody else, na? So it became past tense. Think like that. All right. Now here, she is the subject of the reporting verb, said is the reporting verb, that is the that is the conjunction that is used after removing comma and inverted commas, right? In indirect speech, we don't use any comma or inverted commas. Nothing is used. Now I has become she. So first person pronoun I is changed into she according to the subject of the reporting verb. Okay, according to the reporting verb, matlab according to the exact subject of the sentence, which is she, the first one, it changes. And had passed the examination is the verb form of the present tense are changed into the form of past tense. So whatever that is written in the present tense becomes in past tense, because the thing must have happened after that only. All right, I hope that it is understood. Come on to the next part of the chapter. Okay, coming on to the next page, rules for changing direct speech into indirect speech. Now these are only rules, and all the rest of the pages, the rules are there, which we have to actually remember and actually by heart them, so that it is easy for us to change the sentences from direct to indirect. If the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, the tense of the reported speech is not changed. So first rule is, if the reporting verb is in present tense or future tense, the reported speech is not changed. All right. For example, the principal says Mohan is an intelligent student. So here is the reporting verb, and since is in present tense, the reported speech. And what is the reported speech? Whatever the main thing is there in the main sentence that has been said, like Mohan is an intelligent student. Mohan is an intelligent student is the main part of the sentence. This is the reported speech. The words that are used in the direct speech is known as reported speech. So whenever the reporting verb is in present tense or future tense, the reported speech is not changed. Like Mohan is an intelligent student is in present tense, so Mohan is an intelligent student is not changed. All right. Like the principal says that Mohan is an intelligent student. Mohan will say, I have finished my homework. So Mohan will say that he has finished his homework. Second is, if the reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense of the reported speech is also changed into past tense. If the speech is in past tense, the reporting verb is in past tense, the sentence is also changed into past tense only. Now direct speech. In this, present simple changes into past simple, present continuous changes into past continuous, present perfect changes into past perfect, past simple change into past perfect, and past continuous changes into past perfect continuous. If you know the tenses really well, this won't be a big problem for you all. Okay, these are the examples that you can read by yourself. Now there are some words also that are changed into those are different in direct speech and in indirect speech. For example, will becomes would in indirect speech, shall becomes should or would. According to the subject you can change. Can becomes could, and may becomes might. Let us come on to the next page. Now let's talk about rules for changing personal pronouns. Now let us see how the personal pronouns are changed while changing the sentence into indirect from direct. So the first rule is, first person pronouns are changed according to the subject of the reporting verb. Alright. For example, he said, I am unwell. Here the reporting verb is, the first person is I. And it becomes, he said that he was unwell. So here the first person pronouns are changed according to the subject of the reporting verb. Here the subject of the reporting verb is I. What is the reporting verb? Am. So the subject to that sentence is I. So it changes into he. Second person pronouns are changed according to the object of the reporting verb. Here, what is the verb here? Spoken. And what is the object? Falsely, right? So he said to me, you have spoken falsely. So he told me that I had spoken falsely. Third person pronouns remain unchanged. Whenever we are using third person pronouns, it remains unchanged. Like he said, she's a good girl. He said that she was a good girl. And since the sentence was in present tense, it has changed into past tense. Words expressing nearness in the time or place generally change into words expressing distance. Like ago becomes before, now becomes then, this or these becomes that or those, here becomes there, hither becomes thither, thus becomes so, today becomes that day, tomorrow the next day, yesterday the previous day, last night into the previous night. And these are the examples that you can read here. Now has been changed into then, tomorrow has been changed into the next day, yesterday has been changed into the previous day. Now coming on to the next one, conversion of imperative sentences. So you already know what are imperative sentences, right? But let me give you a revision. That is, imperative sentences are those sentences that expresses some kind of command, order, request, entity. Alright, these were the sentences that are used. For example, shut the door, open the door, sit down, don't get up, please bring my book, don't give me my book. Like these were the imperative sentences. So first one is, reporting verb is changed into order, request or advice. Some other suitable words can be used as ask, beg, command, forbid, invite, tell, urge. Here, so for example, if I'm telling you that don't talk, so if you are conveying this message of mine into to somebody else, you will say, the ma'am has ordered that to keep quiet. All right. Here now second is, the verb of the reported speech is changed into an infinitive. All right, the verb of the reported speech. So it becomes, for example, if I'm saying don't go there, right? So here the ma'am has ordered not to go there. It becomes to go, becomes the infinitive. All right. Coming on to the next page. Like these are the examples. Mother said to me, put the flower vase on the table. So mother told me to put the flower vase on the table. Rajesh said to Shelly, please give this medical report to Ram. Rajesh requested Shelly to give that medical report to Ram. All Alright, now conversion of interrogative sentences. Now how do we change the interrogative sentences? You know, interrogative sentences are those sentences that ask direct question in the sentences. That is easy, right? The first one is if in reporting an interrogative sentence or question in the indirect speech, the reporting verb is changed into asked, inquired, or demanded. Like for example, if I'm asking you, what are you doing? All right, so you will say the ma'am has asked what were we doing. All right. Second is whether or if is used after reporting verb when question begins with have, has, may, do, did, is, are, etc. And when the answer to these questions is either yes or no. Alright, so whenever we are starting the question with these words have, has, may, do, did, is, are, etc., the word is whether or if. We will not use that here. Here we will use whether or if. Okay. Questions beginning with interrogative words like how, why, when, who, which, when, etc. do not take the word with if or whether. So these are the words why, where, who, which, when. These do not need if or whether. They always use that. The interrogative form is changed into assertive form. The question mark is dropped. So whenever we are changing whenever we are changing an interrogative sentence into indirect speech, we don't write it in the interrogative form. We write it in the assertive form. So in assertive sentence, there is no question mark, only full stop. So we write it in that way. Okay. Next is tenses, pronouns, and words denoting time or places are changed according to the rules already discussed. So these are the words that are changed. They will change the same way. Like tomorrow becomes the next day. Previous becomes yesterday becomes the previous day. Night becomes like this. All right. Now conversion of exclamatory sentences. Now what were the exclamatory sentences? The sentences which expresses some kind of emotion: sad, happy, happy, and what are the other emotions? Okay, you already know what are exclamatory sentences. I cannot remember it right now. Yes, exactly. The exclamatory we are sad, happy. We are happy because of somebody has won the match, or these words, right? Like alas, bravo, oh, that is these words. Okay, the reporting verb is changed into wish, bless, cry, exclaim, pray, etc., and with the phrase like with regret, with delight, with sorrow, etc. So these are the words that are changed into, like ma'am has told with regret that she is very ill and she cannot take the class today, like this. Exclamations such as oh, well, alas, etc. are dropped. So whenever we are changing exclamatory sentence that is written in the direct speech, whenever we are changing it into indirect speech, we make sure that we do not use any kind of exclamatory word. Exclamatory sentences is changed into assertive sentence, and that is usually added as a connector. Here also the exclamatory sentences are changed into assertive sentences. Now exclamation mark is omitted. There is no exclamation mark that we use here. Let us come on to the next page. Okay, so these are the examples. I said how happy he is. I exclaimed with joy that he was very happy. She said, oh God, forgive me. She prayed to God to forgive her. In case the direct speech contains a universal truth, scientific fact, or habitual action, the tenses do not change. Like the teacher said the earth moves around the sun. The teacher said that earth moves around the sun. So the universal facts, the truth, these are the words that are not, these are the sentences that are not changed. Nothing is changed in the tense or in the singular or plurality of the sentence. Now coming on to the exercise. First is change the following into indirect speech. So my father says our garden needs expert care. So my father said that our garden needs expert care. Miss Mehta will say Ankita has burned the toast. So Miss Mehta will say that Ankita has burned the toast. The waiter said the soup is our speciality. The waiter said that the soup was our speciality. Sumit said, I am cycling to school. Sumit said that he was cycling to school. He said, I have mowed the lawn. So he said that he had mowed the lawn. Ravi said, I finished my project yesterday. So Ravi said that he had finished his project the previous day. Here yesterday becomes the previous day. My mother said I shall wash the linen tomorrow. My mother said that she should wash the linen the next day. Here I'm really sorry. Here it is not I, it is she. Alright, please make the changes. I'm sorry. They said we love this town. They said that they loved this town. He said you may leave if you wish. He said that I might leave if I wished. We said he will arrive tonight. We said that he would arrive tonight. Alright. Now coming on to the second exercise, which is change the following paragraph into reported speech. So here this particular question is your homework, but I will give the solution of this question in my next video so that you can check it from there. Coming on to the next exercise. Which is C. Complete the sentences into reported speech. Here we have to write it in the reported speech. So Amit said to me, please lend me your pen. So Amit requested me to lend him my pen. Do you like soccer? She asked me. She asked me, did I like soccer? Or if I liked soccer. I said to him, love and obey your parents. I advised him to love and obey his parents. Be nice to your sister, he said. He asked me to be nice to my sister. Don't be nasty, he said. He urged me to not be nasty or not to be nasty. Here, question number D is, look at the comic strip carefully and complete the paragraph that follows. So here, Calvin told Hobbes that they had done it again. Here in this, they have given the sentences, right? So we have to change it into reported speech. So Calvin told Hobbes that they had done it again. They were separated from the troops and hopelessly lost. He future told Hobbes that fortunately their motto was be prepared, and that with the backup they could stay out here for weeks. Hobbes observed that they could get hungry a little later. You can also do this exercise by yourself if you want. And with this, the chapter is over, and I hope that you all have understood it. I wish you all to see next week with the next chapter. Till then, take care and keep studying. Thank you.